So I stood in front of a room full of entrepreneurs and gave them a content strategy that, if done right, can potentially make them an extra 7 to 8 figures this year. And the crazy thing about this content strategy is that the insights and data behind it come directly from me managing some brands that are doing well over 8 figures per year combined. And I'm going to give that away to you for free. So stop going to Instagram trying to learn how to build a personal brand and create educational and awareness and sales-driven content, and just watch and save this video instead. Roll the clip. Y'all ready to talk about some content? Yes, good. I need y'all to keep up this interactivity, okay? I'm a big energy guy, so I give you energy. You give me energy back in forms of just doing what I tell you to do, and then that allows me to give you more energy. Cool? Yeah. Cool. Y'all want to practice real quick? Yeah. Good. So this next slide is about to be a word. I'm not going to trick you. I know some of y'all dropped out, including myself, so it's not a big word. But I'm going to say it, and I just want you to say it back to me louder than I said it to you. Cool? Make sense? Yeah. Good. Now, do I have to point it here? Good. Attention. Attention. Good. Let's do it again. Attention. Attention. One more time. Attention. Attention. I love it. So my presentation is surrounded around nothing but attention. Point blank period. And a lot of people are very surface level with content, and I'm the complete opposite. So if you like that oppositeness, you're going to like me. See, the thing about attention is this. Right now, all of you, every single last one of you, whether you have a business or you're just a content creator, every single last one of you are at war. And I don't mean that lightly. I'm so serious. See, here's the thing. You're not at war with any of these platforms. You're not at war with Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. No. You are at war with your competition. People who are trying to steal your attention away from you. People who don't have as much competence as you do. People whose product isn't as good as yours. People who just don't really care and who's in it for just the money. Right now, you are at war. And I'm going to be honest with you right now. Every single last person, I see you looking at me in my eyes, you, every single last one of you has a duty, a genuine obligation to take the best attention, because if you're in this room, that means you are the best at what you do. Come on, make some noise for being the best at what you do. Yeah, let's get it. So attention equals fuel, point blank period. I'm pretty sure if you're in this room, you've heard that before in some way, shape, or form. Attention is fuel. And see, without fuel, your car will not run. It literally will not. It will just sit in the garage. Without fuel, your business fails. And without fuel, you do not grow online, point blank period. Which simply means this. If you cannot capture attention, you will not win the war. And I'm going to be very cliche and have a very crappy picture on the page and say this. Which one do you want to be? Do you want to be the victor, the person holding the sword, the person with the proper attention, the person who is able to actually convert attention over into cash for your businesses? Or do you want to be the person that just gets looked over by everybody else who isn't even as good as you? I really want you to think about that as I'm speaking today. Now, do I have your permission to teach you something different? If I do, say that's cool. That's cool. Oh, I like that. Say it again. That's cool. Solid. So, who I am and why should you even care in the first place? I'm not going to give you some sad story. I'm going to just be real with you for a second. I am no different than you. Well, a little bit. The only difference is I have executed on the information that has been given to me. All of you for the last 2 to 3 days, for some of you, have been getting some amazing gems. I've been in the back of the room listening every single day. And most of you just need to execute. You don't need to do anything special, just execute. And that's what I've been able to do. Can I be real transparent with y'all real quick? Yeah. Okay. This was very recent, like about 2-3 years ago, okay? So don't laugh. The picture is a little messed up. I look depressed, that's number one. Number two, this is my business's bank account about 2 years ago. It has negative $59.59 in it, and then the savings account had $58 in it. So I wasn't even net positive. I was just struggling. I was freeballing. And see, the problem with this was this. Before I discovered how to make content to actually grow my business, this was my reality. I was a glorified freelancer. I was struggling to get business no matter how good I was at what I do. And right now, that's a lot of you right now. You're probably getting looked over by brands from creators who actually suck. That's just the realness of it. And so once I discovered everything that I'm about to show y'all to do, can I show y'all something I'm a little proud of? Yeah. Solid. I was able to grow my own following to over 370,000 converting people across the counts. And the reason I can say converting is because it made me multiple 6 figures last year. And the beautiful thing about this is, well, why I'm proud of this in the first place is because this was my total for last year. This year, we've already surpassed this. And we aren't even done yet. Thank you. And that's just from what I'm about to show you and some dope stuff that Ryan has talked about, etc. Now, the first thing. Okay, there we go. Everything I'm about to show you is exactly how I grew my brand and my business, point blank period. I don't speak in hypotheticals, etc. So first is a mindset shift. And I'm going to be walking back and forth because I have ADHD, so sorry about that. Here, first is a mindset shift. I want every single last one of you, before you leave here today, to start identifying yourself as a problem solver. Simple as that. Whether you are curing somebody's depression, whether you are helping them with their lack of knowledge, whether you are just becoming their digital friend for all of my people who are entertainers out there, or if you're just leveling them up through their journey. I want you to really start to think about the people that are on the other side of the screen that you are creating for. These aren't just numbers. It's not AI like icons. These are actual people. You showed up here, why? Because of content. You are a person who is struggling with something. Start to think of your audience as the same. Your journey should be helping them out through their journey. And last but not least, whether it's just showing them that there is hope for their future. Now, even if you do solve their problems, this is what's going on the internet right now. The Spider-Man meme. This is you. This is your competition. This is also your competition. No matter how you try to set yourself apart, you always start to make content that looks and feels like everybody else's. And what happens is this. If you have a business, raise your hand. Solid. Good. What happens is this. Your audience watches your content, their content, their content, and when they are ready to buy, they have no clue who to buy from. All because you haven't done what I'm about to show you. That's what I like to say. So, what makes you different? This is something I call the internal database. No joke, if I were you, it's going to be small. I'm going to give them my slides. Y'all going to get this. But I would highly take notes on this. Why? Because I used to sell this thing alone for like $3,000. And it's made my clients, everybody that has bought this from me has made over 7 figures with it. No joke. So I don't take this lightly at all. Internal database, AKA how to never look like a guru, which is a lot of you are struggling with that right now, or how you never have to try to stand out. That's a big thing. So the internal database is 5 different and unique categories that you can pull content from at any given time. A lot of you right now are struggling with, okay, how do I think about this content idea? And then you have full days where you go by and you're trying to come up with all this fresh and new content that tries to beat out the next person. All you have to do is follow this. So these 5 different and unique categories is what I call the internal database. Category number 1, experience. Most of you have been doing the thing that you do for either weeks, months, years, or decades. That means you have wisdom. You have something for your audience, even if they're at the same playing field as you. You have something for them called experience. You need to be pulling from that every time you make a piece of content. Me being up here is pulling from my what? Experience. Thank you. Are you listening to me? Yes. Your audience will do the same. Experience. Next category is lessons. I don't know about y'all, but I throw shit at the wall in hopes that it sticks sometimes, which means that I fail a lot, which also means that I learn from those failures. What is that? Lessons. Pull lessons from internal. You don't have to look at anybody else. You don't have to make a folder in your Instagram called viral videos and try to recreate and make a Frankenstein piece of content. You don't need to do that. You just need to think, what are the lessons that I'm going through? How can I convey that for my audience? How can I help them level up from the lessons? Next is frameworks. Most of y'all are just gatekeepers. I'm being honest with you. And it sucks. Because you gatekeeping is the exact reason why nobody's buying from you. It's the exact reason as to why brands overlook you when they may want to give you a sponsorship. That's the exact reason. And so you need to give out your best frameworks. Like Ryan said, the people with the purple book, they do this the best. They give out their best frameworks. And the reason why people are willing to throw thousands of dollars at them and brands are willing to throw thousands of dollars at them is because now I know that your free shit is better than most people's paid. And if that applies to you, then you will have no objections when it's time for somebody to buy your service or product. Next is principles. Now, if you are a decent person, that means you follow a set of principles in your life. And this could be in business and in your personal life. Show that. Talk about your principles. This helps people connect with you. Everybody knows the know, like, and trust. And yet you don't even share principles that you follow in your day-to-day. Start unlocking this every time you make content. Last but not least is beliefs. Same thing goes for principles and beliefs. You have beliefs in your life, whether it's religion or just strong beliefs and opinions within your industry. Share that. Talk about that. Most of you are gatekeeping this, and this is the exact reason why you're not getting the attention that you need to get. Even when it comes to beliefs, I'll be completely honest with you. So I had a client, this was the Done For You client. He was very conservative. He was like, Jaden, I want to make content for everybody, but I don't want them to know a single thing about me. I said, well, you hired the wrong person. And so what I had him do, I said, what are your top 5 beliefs in your personal life and within business? He said, I don't know, that's too controversial. I said, just trust me, if you pay me thousands of dollars, just trust me, like I'm gonna do this for you. So he wrote those down, and we made videos on every single last one of those. Within 2 months, every video, and this is no joke, I can show some of y'all after this if I wanted to, I ain't put the screenshots in there. Every single video that we had for his beliefs category did over 1 million views and brought him in a crap ton of business. And all he had to do was share genuine beliefs about himself and his business. Now, I really want you to think about this as you continue out your journey of creating good content. Your internal database should equal goodwill. And goodwill is really just the amount of value that's built up within your audience. I want you to really make this the backbone of everything you do, especially if you create talking heads or a little bit more educational style content as I do myself. Goodwill. Goodwill is going to take you to the next level. So here's how I want you to start to think about the value and the goodwill. How many of y'all remember Monsters, Inc.? Yeah. Solid. Yeah, I like this crowd. Cool. So Monsters, Inc., remember the scream can. The goal, they went in the room, make the baby scream, filled up the juice in the can. The juice in the can is fuel. Why? Because it helped out with electricity. It made the whole little Monsters, Inc. university run. Simple as that. And so, obviously, the more juice within the can, the better. That's what they wanted. However, when it's empty, not so good. You don't really want that. And so I want you to start to think about goodwill equals trust that pays you back, which means when there's fuel in the can, AKA when you have that goodwill, when you have that trust, when you build up that value, the better. People will literally praise you. I have people in my DMs like, Jaden, oh my God, I've been looking for you for so long. Where have you been? All because I gave real value. I built up my goodwill. People literally throw money at me. And this is no joke. I'm pretty sure this happens for Ryan too. People are in my DMs like, yo, I don't care what you sell, I just want to buy it. And that's because goodwill. However, most of you, and this is no shade, this is what y'all are struggling with. You have no built up goodwill, which means you don't give any real value. So there's no fuel. So every time you make a post, your audience is like, ooh, what's that cat over there? And then every time you make a post, you have crickets. 200 views, 300 views. It's because you have no goodwill. And so, do not try to maintain goodwill like this. What I'm about to show y'all, I'm gonna be honest, matter of fact, I'm gonna make y'all raise your hand. Is this you? You make a video, then you're like, okay, how can I make a brand new video? Then I gotta make a brand new video, then I gotta make a brand new video, brand new video. Raise your hand if that's you. Good, I like the honesty. Don't do that. This is what you need to do. And this is my personal humble opinion. You need to figure out how to make different variations and iterations of the same video over and over and over again until it works. And when it does work, you keep going. So here's what that looks like for me. I keep it very simple. I don't overcomplicate anything, as you can probably tell by these slides. Do not make a video one time and then keep trying to make fresh content. That's the wrong way to do it. Here's how you turn one video into multiple. No joke. First is the obvious one. You change the hook. Brian talks about this so many times. Change the hook. Same video, change the hook. Second thing I like to do is I like to go back to front. Not in the way that you're thinking, but in a different way. So back to front is this. Most of you, when you try to tell stories, you go in chronological order. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's one video. Then you flip it. So now you start with the result. You start with the end story. You start with the punchline, as comedians call it. Flip that to the front, now that's your new hook. So technically we're doing 2 in 1. So for example, I could get up here and say, yeah, so this client paid me X amount of dollars, and then we posted 7 videos a week for him, and then we did this, and then we did this. And what happened was he got 100,000 followers in 7 days. That's so BS, but for story purposes. Wouldn't it sound much better if I said, this one client got 100,000 followers in 7 days by doing these 3 steps? back to front. Same exact story, back to front. Next thing is change the location. Just move around. Most of y'all are stuck in the office, stuck at the podcast studio. Move around, go outside, have something interesting going on. A lot of y'all, if you make cooking videos, you can't even get out the kitchen. If you make gym videos, you can't even get out the gym. Now, the gym helps, right, because it's obvious context, but your audience may want to see something different. Do some push-ups on the top of your car. I bet you that performs well than you just doing them at the gym. Next is green screen. I love green screens. I find articles or I make fake articles. If you can't find an article that has to do with your thing, give it a BBL, make it fake. Create a fake article that literally supplies exactly what you need it to. It's almost like an article made in heaven. Do that, green screen it, talk exactly and say exactly what you need to say. Next is demonstration reaction videos. Where's Ryan? Is he in here? He doesn't like reaction videos. I love them. So screw you, Ryan. But reaction videos are amazing, and here's how I personally use them. Raise your hand if it's hard for you to articulate certain thoughts and things that you want to convey in your content. Good. There's somebody out there somewhere that has a video on the internet that demonstrates exactly what you're trying to articulate. First of all, let me give this disclaimer. If they're in your industry, don't react to it, because then you make them look better than you. So find somebody who's in a separate industry, react to their video, and talk about how great their video was, specifically for the thing that you're trying to convey. So for example, I have a thing called retention by action. It's one of my favorite things, which is where you create a video, you have really good retention because of some action that's happening on the screen. So I was on TikTok one day, I was on the toilet, I was on TikTok, and I came across a Fashion Nova video. It was them hiring, so they had a girl, two sides, it was split screen. They had a girl, she was reading a hiring script. She was like, we're looking for so-and-so, so-and-so, and you'll get paid this much. And then on this side of the screen, her coworkers were dragging another coworker. That is retention by action. Somebody's gonna watch and be like, oh my God, is that person okay? But then they're also gonna listen and be like, oh, you're hiring. That's retention by action. Fashion Nova is not in my industry. So what I did, I took that video and I said, I've been telling you this for 10 years, and Fashion Nova just demonstrated it perfectly. Boom, stitch. And react. I don't like the reaction videos where you're just like, don't do those. Don't do those. Instead, just cut it into your video, or just make it the first half of your video. Double points if it already performed well. Obvious one, B-roll with text. Say the same thing, text, just B-roll. And then another one is B-roll voiceover. So if you get tired of the text, voice it over. Use your voice. Be a real person. And then last but not least is comment reply. That's a very simple one. I don't recommend this, but we have seen success with this. But again, I don't recommend it. Do what you wish, you're grown. You can do comment replies under other people's videos. And they have comments under there like, yo, but what about this? What about this? And you're good at what you do. You can comment reply to them and be like, yo, this guy's an asshole. Look, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I like doing that. I did that a couple times. I got some views and some followers from it. Next is the more intentional content that you make, the faster that you build momentum. Momentum is going to be everything. Most of you start making content consistently. You do it for like 2 weeks, and then you stop for a week. You did nothing but hurt the momentum. It's harder than ever to get followers. So it's almost like this. It's harder to get followers, and followers are dying. So it's already hard to get something that's dying, and you just hurt your chances even more at achieving that thing. Momentum is going to be your best friend, and here's what I mean by that. Most of you think social media growth looks like this. You think it's like, oh shit, I got 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 followers, etc. It's not linear whatsoever. Here's what it really looks like for everybody. Ryan included, my clients, his clients, all of you, this is what real social media growth looks like. It looks like this. You eat shit, you have a decent video. The people that watch the decent video, they go back to watch your videos, and then what should happen is the video that performed well, you make better iterations of that one, and then you grow over and over and over again. You have to keep going, because most of you get here right before your big bang, and then it resets. and then you have to do it over and over and over again. You're doing nothing but hurting your chances at growing, baby. Get it together. So here's how I build momentum for myself and my clients. So 2 videos per day is what I like. I've found personally that 2 videos a day is like the perfect medium. We have a client where we post 4 times a day for them. That's OD. Don't do that. You don't need it. 1 a day is kind of okay, but 1 a day I've found is more maintaining than growing. So 2 a day is kind of perfect. The way I run it is, my first post is a top of funnel video. Top of funnel, the way I think of top of funnel in forms of content is this. If there was a street, long ass street, cool. It was 2 sidewalks on the end of each street or on the sides of each street. One sidewalk had like 3,000 of your ideal clients or ideal followers on it, and then the other sidewalk had just you walking down. What would you do in video form to get the attention of these people on the other side of the street? That's what I think of top of funnel content. And then next is like a mock podcast or a YAP type of video using the internal database. The internal database is the backbone of everything that I do. There have been people here, they're like, Jaden, you just seem like you know what you're talking about. And I could be a complete asshole and not really know anything. But if I make content that sounds like I do, then they instantly trust me more than the person who just looks like a dickhead. So I'm being honest. Now, this speeds up your momentum, plus your trust. And speaking of trust, I want all of you to insight. If you don't listen to anything else I say, I'm so serious. Okay, I'm very playful, but I'm serious. If you don't listen to anything I say, listen to this. I call it a future person click. Okay? Future person what? Click. Future person what? Click. Okay, I had to make sure y'all was woke. Future person click. So, can I tell y'all a story? Yeah. Solid. So I moved to Houston about 2 years ago. Houston's okay. But when you move to a new city and or a new state, what do you have to do? You have to find a new everything. You have to find a new gym to go to. You got to find a new tennis court to regularly attend. You have to find a new hairstylist, a new nail person for the women. And what I had to do, I had to find a new barber. That's difficult for me because I don't want any grown man just touching my head. And so I went straight to Instagram. I typed in barbers in Houston. And I kid you not, the first 20 profiles that popped up were nothing but guys posting before and after pictures. And the issue with that is this, and this is in many industries as well. Anybody can cut good hair now. Anybody can be good at anything nowadays. So you have to have something that sets you apart. Insert future person click. So I came across, I kept scrolling. I'm on like my 25th profile. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I'm gonna just come on here at this point. Then I found one guy. His top 3 videos were a client interaction, a client interview, and him showing his personality. This wasn't cheap, but I pay him every single week to cut my head. Why? Because he was able to demonstrate for me, from a content perspective, exactly what my future would look like if I bought from him. I know exactly the type of person I'm going to get. I know exactly how you interact with your clients, and that makes me trust you more. Because I don't know who this asshole is on the other end of the before and after picture. Future person click. And when you do that, it clicks in their mind that you are now the person to help them get to the next level that they desire to get to. And this is the same whether you have a business or whether you just make content for fun. Future person click. Absolutely love it. Now, some fun stuff that I don't really talk about anywhere else. Y'all want to know what really blew me up? Yeah. Say yeah again. Yeah. Say hell yeah. Yeah. Yeah, let's get it. So, biggest thing that blew me up is something that is extremely overlooked, and it's called an anti-campaign. An anti-campaign is kind of like this. So 9 times out of 10, everybody else in your niche or your competition, they all kind of agree and hover over these certain beliefs, and everybody says the same damn thing, and it sounds the same, and it absolutely sucks. I know for a fact everybody in this room has like a couple things where they look at the majority and they're like, I don't agree with that. I don't like that. I absolutely hate that. You start an anti-campaign. where you make a bunch of content going against that thing. And the reason this works is people bond over things that they don't like. And if people can bond with you over the internet over something that you mutually don't like, it's money reign for everybody. So I'll give you an example. So in our industry of the content world, there's a big thing called personal branding. I'm pretty sure you've never heard of it before. Personal branding is a big thing. And I have a anti-campaign going on right now called anti-personal branding. Now, I'm not anti-personal branding. This is where words come into play. I'm not anti-personal branding. I just don't like the way everybody do it. And that's the thing. You don't have to dislike the entire concept. You could just take one thing in the concept that you don't really like and go against that. So I don't like the classic, okay, you make a TikTok folder with 10 viral videos, you steal all of their hooks, and you just remake it, you put it in the AI, you change it, you tell it to put it in your voice, and now that's your content. That's the way that most people teach personal branding. So I'm anti-personal brand, where I teach about this stuff. Find your anti-campaign. People will bond over it. People will be in your DMs like, oh my God, I thought I was the only one. And then you're like, oh man, really? And then you send 2 to 3 text messages and now they're a lead. And once they're a lead, I hope you're good at sales because you can close a lead really fast. Next is calling out their real pain. A lot of you are struggling with this and you don't even know it. Calling out their real pain is more of a subconscious thing that a lot of us are doing because we think we're doing the right thing. So we need to go away from pain instead of towards pleasure. A lot of our content, especially if we're making more educational styles of content, is more aimed to the pleasure of our audience. They don't give a damn about that. They really care about their pain. Here's what I mean. Let me give you a good example. So here's the wrong way to do this. I'm going to help you lose 10 pounds with this one workout. For you, you think you're being a good person. You think that this is what they want to see. Yo, they're fat. Like, they want to lose weight. Let me teach them how to lose weight. One workout. That's it. But instead, you need to say this. You'll be fat forever if you don't stop doing X and start doing X. Which video would you rather watch?
Shoot. I want to be fat forever.
Exactly.
Let's go.
It's your pain. What are they going through? Or what is their pain? They don't want to be fat forever. So instead of you sugarcoating it and saving that to the very end where they won't be anyways because they don't even make it to halfway through your video, you start with that. Start with the pain. Don't start with the pleasure. Next is searchable content. Now, before I get into this, don't overthink this. It is as simple as I'm about to say it. Your people are actively searching for the solution that you provide. And I'll go even further as to say this. There's already a big group of people, of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people, that are actively looking for the information that you have. Or there is a big group of people out there that is actively looking for a personality like yours to connect with. And you haven't given it to them. You're selfish. Listen, make content that people are actively searching for. This is responsible out of my 250,000 followers on Instagram. This is responsible for a minimum 150. A lot of my content is search-based, meaning if you go to Google, I didn't even say, most people like TikTok search, YouTube search. That's cool. There's a fat group of people that are on Google typing in the thing that you have the answer to. And there's a little page called short videos that sometimes, not all the time, it didn't in this screenshot, but sometimes it pops up before the regular videos tab. They will go to that tab, they will scroll a couple times, and if your thumbnail looks good, Icon talked about thumbnails, that is extremely important. If they can tell what the video is about, and it serves them, and it's not this, but it is this, they will click it and they will watch. And if you're good at what you do, they will watch to the end. And if they watch to the end, the more your videos is pushed to your ideal audience. This is responsible for, I kid you not, like over 80%. But please don't overcomplicate it, okay? I kept this presentation short, But listen, this is the last thing I really want to leave you with. And this is no joke. And I don't know if this is me being cocky, but I'm so serious. This was me. I started off in the photography and the videography world. So I may relate to a lot of you here. I was begging for clients. I mean, I'm talking, please, I'll do it for free. I'll do it 3 times today. Like, I was begging for clients that were going to pay me niche. And until I built my personal brand using the stuff that I talked about today, I literally have client overload. And here's the funny thing about it, too. A lot of you find it hard and get some objections like this, so hopefully this helps. I have a client now, they bought. I have a client where they sent me a DM. They were trying to buy, a little product that I had. And they were like, okay, Jaden, I'm this close to buying, but like, can you send me some other client work? I already know what that means. So I said, have you seen my Instagram? They said, yeah, no, I like it. I said, good, because that's what you're going to get. A lot of people here can't say that because you're not practicing what you preach. Now, I don't want to give a guarantee, but I can for sure tell you that if you implement the stuff that I just talked about correctly and consistently over this year, it can potentially make you an extra 6, 7, or even 8 figures. And if you plan on taking action on the strategies that I gave you in this video, then let me know down below in the comments. And while you're down there, if you are an entrepreneur and you're like, yo, I need somebody who's actually going to help me do this stuff and implement it correctly, then the first link in the description might be for you, my friend. So just implement the stuff that you learned here. Hopefully you took notes, and then come back and thank me later.